Morning, it's Barbara. It's 9:45 and look at the temperature. It's gorgeous, 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 and I am outside. I don't know if you guys can see the white there. That's pearl fur. That's pearl fur. Dennis took Pearl out yesterday and brushed her like crazy. She has been blowing her coat so crazy. So she's probably feeling better right now. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Oh, I should have heated that up. I already started drinking it. And then I took Dennis's tea and whatever. But anyway, I'm outside. It's a beautiful day. I'm overdressed. I put this on purpose because this is the sweater I wore yesterday to Maryland Sheep and Wool, where I had an amazing time. And I was overdressed yesterday too. In the shade, which I am in now, luckily, it was lovely. I was perfectly comfortable. It was a breezy day. It was great. In the sun, oh my gosh, I was so hot. In fact, I was gonna go buy a t-shirt because I didn't bring anything to change into. But the line to get into the place that sold t-shirts was in the sun, and I'm like, forget it. I'm not standing in that line. So I just went in and out of the shade, and it worked out just fine. I really had a lovely day. The drive down was uneventful till I got very close to the fairgrounds, and then the traffic was backed up like crazy. So a couple of years ago, maybe the first time I went, anyway, a few years ago, I had gone and ended up in this giant backup. I'm like, forget it. I am not getting in this backup. And I went past and whatever, and I ended up coming in the other direction to the fairgrounds, which was way less crowded. So coming from the east, back up crazy. Coming from the west, not so bad. So I thought, all right, I'm going to figure out how, I couldn't remember exactly how I did it. I know I did it from another road I couldn't get onto because of the backup. I mean, this backup was the worst. And so I kept going and doing all this stuff, and I misread my map on my navigation system, and my car kept trying to take me the way I wanted to go, but I didn't believe it. I thought it was trying to take me the other way. Anyway, so I drove around the Maryland countryside for like 45 minutes that I didn't need to drive. But it was a beautiful day, and I have to say that the Maryland countryside around the Howard County Fairgrounds is gorgeous. In the late spring, it was lovely. It was a beautiful day, and it could have been a lot worse. At least I was moving. I hate when I'm sitting there. I did end up in a mile-long stoppage turning into the parking lot of the fairground, but that was significantly shorter than the stoppage I avoided, but I did drive for 45 minutes. And somebody made me like slam on my brakes a little bit to stop, and so everything on my seat beside me slid into the wheel well, or the footwell, and including my phone. So I didn't even get any video of my drive. I mean, because I could have sat there and talked to you for a long time. There was a truck that was leaving the fairgrounds. I'm sure the police wouldn't let him park anywhere near the fairgrounds, that said, you know, wool is hurtful to sheep, we're vegan. You know, and it had like some kind of video thing going on the side of it. Anyway, I saw it again when I left. It was parked by the side of the road about a half a mile from the fairgrounds. So I don't think they're going to get a very appreciative audience with that, to be honest with you. Anyway, so I got there late. I was supposed to get there around 10. I got there around 11, quarter to 11. But it was just a spectacular day. Unfortunately, not a cloud in the sky. So I had to go under the trees to get my shade. But they do have trees and places to sit in the shade, you know, if you're lucky to catch one. It was the biggest crowd I've seen there, I think. I think it's, you know, it's been 2 weeks of dreary, chilly, damp in this area. And so people were just really excited to be out. Juanita thought also there is a forecast of rain later today, and she thought maybe people came on Saturday because of that. But I think people in general just prefer to come on Saturday. I mean, I've always gone on Saturday. Now, I could go on Sunday. I don't have plans on Sundays. But because everybody goes on Saturday, you want to go on Saturday so you can see the people you want to see. It's a bit of a catch-22. So, anyway, so I got there about 9:45. And I texted Juanita and said, I'm late, I'm here. And she texted me back a picture of the traffic jam she was sitting in, so she was also late. But, and then Marianne and Bob and I got together and they had a seat in the shade, and we sat and talked for a while, and it was so nice to see them and hug them. And yeah, and then Juanita arrived, and I found her and Dale, and so we talked for quite a while. And she's a sweetheart. She brought me a present. I brought no presents. I didn't have cards. I didn't do anything. I mean, she brought me a present. Isn't this beautiful? This is her hand spun. This is Sanctuary Wool. Foster's Merino Icelandic Sanctuary Wool. And it's a DK weight. She says, you're not going to want to, you know, you're going to want to do mitts out of this or the top of a hat, but not the brim, because it's a little bit rustic. Although it doesn't, you know, yeah, it's just a tad. I mean, seriously, it's actually, I mean, I wouldn't make a scarf out of it, but I think I would be okay with the brim of the hat. Anyway, doesn't she spin beautifully? So anyway, this is her hand spun that she gave me. She's such a sweetheart. Anyway, so, but it was good to find them and hang out for a little while. And then I did have luck buying my yarn. The next people I saw were Aquila and Johnny Bo and Hazel. Hazel was playing with some little girls there, and they were running around. They were sort of camped at, there's an expanse of grass that goes down a hill and to kind of in the main building. It's got a fence around it, and they actually had a tent. It was more of a lean-to kind of thing, so that to make some shade, and had blankets and stuff. And so they were there, so I found them, and that was fun to talk to them. And I had brought this bag. I bought this bag, and I'll see if I can isolate a picture of it, because to talk about it. But it's a really thick felt bag, gray bag. It had some a little bit of needle felting on it with black leather handles. It's a very classy looking bag, and the people who make it, and I'm sure I left the tag in the bag, are at both Rhinebeck and Maryland Sheep and Wool. So I saw these people yesterday. But I had gotten this bag at Rhinebeck 2 or 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that I was having my no buy yarn year? I went to Rhinebeck during the year where I was not buying any yarn. So I was buying everything else, and I ended up buying this bag. I mean, it's incredibly expensive. I'm embarrassed to tell you how much it is. That's how expensive it was. But it looks so elegant, and I wasn't buying yarn, and so I treated myself. Well, the bag is just an open, I was trying to illustrate, it's about 15 inches, maybe 12 inches by about 10 inches, but it's kind of open, and it's got 2 leather handles, and maybe I got a picture, I don't even know. So it doesn't close, it doesn't have a clasp or anything, so just kind of open. And because the felt is about that thick that it's made out of, it's stiff, it stays up. And anyway, I never used this bag. You can't really use it as a purse because of the fact that it's so open. It has some pockets that are very handy, but it's so open that it would be scary to use like a purse. Anyway, I took it yesterday, and I almost didn't because it just didn't work well. The handles were exactly the wrong length. You know, you could put it over your shoulder, but it was tight, and and I'm not a hold my handbag in my hand kind of person, or even on my elbow. So I don't know why I picked that purse. I'll tell you the truth. I just don't know why I picked it, but I did. And I took it yesterday because I was only looking to buy a couple of skeins of yarn. And, I thought it would work. And I thought, I've had this bag for 3 years. I need to use it. So I brought it. But everybody I talked to, I complained about it because I was so annoyed with this bag because it really just didn't work for me. It's not the bag's fault. I'm sure it works for somebody. Why I bought it, I have no idea. So anyway, I'm there telling my story about how annoying this bag is, and Johnny is like, well, and he takes the bag, because by now I have brought along another bag that was a gift from, I think Susan gave me this, but I shouldn't say that because I'm not completely sure. And it folds up into its own little pouch, and so it's a very handy, I just stuck it in there in case I bought more. So I had another bag, and I finally just transferred everything, so this bag was practically empty when Johnny grabbed it and was looking at it, and he looks at it, he said, I could fix this. I'm like, what? He's like, he could. So the handles were riveted in. He looked at how it was constructed, and he said, I could replace these handles. I'm so excited. So Johnny is replacing the handles on my bag. We figured out that it needed each handle needed to be like 4 inches longer so that it would be comfortable sitting under my arm. And anyway, so he took the bag, and he does leather crafting. He's gonna tool it so it's gonna be decorated. He said he's thinking antique black for the handles, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I said, and I said, don't worry about how long. Don't worry about keeping it for a while. I said, because this is the first time I've used it in 3 years. It's obviously not in heavy rotation in my bag situation. I mean, I'm standing there saying this is the most expensive project bag in the world because that's all I could use it for. So I'm very excited. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Aquila. So anyway, so I saw them and Johnny's rescuing my bag. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It would be so nice to use it. I mean, it's still sort of an occasional bag, but I have a fanny pack that I was wearing, and, and it's perfect, with a fanny pack because then you have a place to stick something, but your wallet is safe. Anyway, I'm so excited. So thank you, John. He's going to, get his tools out. He hasn't apparently done leather work for a while. I'm like, please don't feel any rush on this at all. maybe next year when they go camping in my area, I'll meet up with them and he can give it to me. I mean, seriously, I haven't used it in 3 years, so but I am excited. I am excited that I'm gonna want to use it when I get it back, and that'll be fun. So I saw them, and I saw Annie and David and Annie's mom, although I didn't get any picture of David or Annie's mom, just me and Annie. But it was so nice to see them. It was so nice to be able to see people in person and give them a hug and, just sit and talk or stand and talk. And it was really, really nice. It was so good. It was good for me to be out. It was so good. Lots of people, lots of people. It was really crowded. I'll put a picture here. I put this on Instagram. It's a little bit deceiving because this is me at kind of the bottom of the hill looking up the top of the hill, and all along that route are the food trucks, and this was like at 12:30. So all these people are standing in line to get food. But there were a lot of people there. I've been a blah lately. I haven't had a lot of mojo. So one of the side effects of that is, I don't feel like I haven't been feeling like shopping even. It's very weird. And, which saves some money, but, that's a drag. But I did get I was looking for 2 skeins of yarn for 2 different projects each. 2 skeins each. For 2 different projects. So I was looking for 4 skeins of yarn and I found them. So I am going to tell you what I got. Or maybe I'm already at 16 minutes. Maybe I should save the yarn for tomorrow and have content tomorrow. This will be like a cliffhanger. This is like a cliffhanger. I've got Perils of Pauline. Do people even know who that is? So this is my Sylvester, and people are like, what was that sweater? I like assume people like remember. I was talking, I had a conversation with Danielle yesterday, and I was telling her how hot I was in my trove, and then she's like, is that a sweater? I'm like, you mean you haven't got my entire sweater wardrobe memorized? How can you? It's like, yes. So the Sylvester by Anastrick is on my list of things to do. And this is the one where I'm doing it in this beige, but I was looking for the contrasting color. Now this was my proof of concept I did on a mini, and I wasn't doing it in green. So I was looking for the contrasting color that shows up in these color details. So that's number 1, Sylvester. I got one for that. The other one is I needed the second color for my Shima sweater. And I showed you that yarn that I was trying to match day before yesterday. And I will show it again tomorrow because I'm having a cliffhanger. I bought yarn. And you got to see beautiful yarn already, so it's not like you didn't get to see any yarn. Well, I'm going to put the video that I took at the end of this in 2 minutes. And I'll see if I can grab a picture of that bag so that you can see what I was talking about with that bag with Johnny Bow. So anyway, I'll show you the pictures of everybody that I hugged yesterday. I was so happy to see everybody. I saw everybody that I knew was going, and and I didn't see anybody that I didn't know was going. So I had 4 people or groups of people in mind that I was going to be able to see, and I saw them all, so that was fun. So I'll put that now, and I will show you my new yarns tomorrow. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. Oh, and I hope you're having a beautiful sunny day like me. Stay safe and stay sane. So here we are. This is the main drag. I had to hustle to the porta potty. Now I'm heading back. My natural dyers are at the top of this hill, and that's where I'm headed. But as you can see, lots of people. I spent an hour in traffic trying to miss the traffic, and that didn't work. And so Juanita's stuck on I-95 or something. She's like, I should have left at 6:30. So we will see who we run into. Meanwhile, it's a gorgeous, stunning day. I can start over because because I was not on video. I am, oh my God. I was on video. Anyway, this is Juanita and Dale. We've been chatting, and I'm gonna go find some shade for a minute. I was gonna buy a t-shirt. The line to buy the t-shirt was in the sun. I'm like, forget it, I'm not getting in that line. Anyway.
Defeat the purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Perfectly. All right, bye, you guys. Love you. Bye-bye. All right, so this is what the main drag looks like. It's a little less crowded at the moment right here because it's like 1:30. 12 o'clock, this was wall-to-wall people. It was incredible. So I'm just gonna go see if there's any sheepdogs going on, or I actually was able to buy Miss Babs with no line at the checkout. Pretty crazy. I have to show you this hat. Just walk past me. Crazy.
Don't go ahead.
Grandes. This looks like it has something delicious, so I thought I would come in. Let's see what I can. So I'm still looking for the other half of my Shima. And there might be something here, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna look and see. And there's always beautiful music.
Something's going on. There's something exciting happening with these brown guys. Like, hold on. Are we leaving this thing? Hold on.
Veg matter, that's how they get it. Here's some Leicester Long wool and Wensleydale sheep from Berry Hill Farm. This guy has been shorn. The other ones we saw were not. Some of them have coats on, hoping to keep them clean. And there's a guy getting shorn. She's using hand clippers on this one. Interesting. So here's a sheep judging.
Production practices in other countries. So the region is deeply rooted in terms of education, but just also loves the sheep and wool industries as well. Our using sound sheep. The judge really learned growing up in high school and then continued being around sheep all through his life. They still, his kids have shown a lot of sheep, and then they still race in Southbound at this point. So, just two highly qualified judges. They love sheep, they love wool, love this industry, and they really do.
I didn't realize they had another breed over here. I don't know which ones these are. They're cute.
So some terms that you may hear our judges use. Really.
This is content. This is Johnny Bo is going to fix my bag for me. I've been so annoyed. See, isn't it too tight?
It's too tight.
Yeah, you need to add about 4 inches, I think.
I'm gonna give Miss Barbara 4 inches. There goes your
and
contact.
I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Of leather.
Of leather. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And look who's here with me. Yay!
We're recording.
Oh. I did that with Juanita too. And there you go, John.